Welcome to episode 172 of The Bandage Table. This week we're brought to you by meat. Have you ever wondered what's going on social media? Don't. Instead, meat. There are many kinds. Chicken, pork, beef, turkey, sausage.
You definitely said porf.
Damn it. Anyway, if you like that content, you'll be sure to love my mistypings on social media. Or perhaps you like a non sequitur. Baloney is an affront to God. You just enjoy our Discord, where we just have a lot of fun having a lot of fun. You know how it is. And if you want to keep the lights on metaphorically and sometimes literally, hop on down to our Coffee page. That's coffee spelled Kofi, or Patreon. Fun fact, if you give us a pound of bacon on Patreon, we actually get 2 pounds of chuck roast on coffee. I don't make the rules. I just make them up. Anyway, that's enough for me. Thanks to our sponsor, Meat. Turns out, if you eat enough of it, you don't have to poop anymore. Anyway, back to Will.
You are running through the streets, headed towards the Periculum. You have Jimmy in tow. You are slowly losing your pursuers for the Hawaiian shirt of the boss for the unnamed bar that you have escaped from. It takes you a couple minutes, but you do manage to make it to one of the 4 main entrances to the Periculum. This is totally Colosseum style. Like, you can just get into the stands, no problem. You know that you need to, that if there's training going on, Weth could be in the main arena. She could be in her own, like, lodgings there. Where do you head first?
I mean, how quickly would I be able to tell? Like, the training would be going on in the main...
In the main arena, yeah. So, like,
Yeah,
it would take you nothing to run out and just take a quick look at it.
I'll take a quick look at that. If nothing's going on, I'll pivot to the chambers.
Okay. You run up, you take a look. It looks like training is, like, just dying down, this particular session at least. You don't spot Weth, so you think she might be in her bed chambers if she's here at all.
Okay.
Or not bed chambers, but like room. You eventually make it down to her office, which you guys remember had like a bed, a big table. That's where you had the drinking game and whatnot, and the arm wrestling. And you see Weth is like just taking off some of her armaments and whatnot. And you burst in through the door, and she's like totally confused. And she's like, "Who are you?" And she's just like immediately just like, because you remember a small language barrier, and she doesn't fucking know what you look like now.
Yeah,
so she just starts to charge at you.
I keep forgetting who has seen me and who hasn't since the transformation.
That would be tricky.
Do you say anything as Weth begins?
Yeah, no. She's gonna start charging me, and Weth, it is Sephel. Scylla's in trouble. We are all in trouble.
You see this moment of pause as she's like just a couple feet away from you, and like her steps begin to slow, but she's still moving. And then all of a sudden, from like the bottom of your field of vision, you just see this dark circle as all of a sudden a pan slams into Weth's face, and Jimmy's just like, "Don't fucking touch the boss!" Just like, "Watch out!" And Weth is just and goes careening back, and she's just like,
"Jimmy, heal."
Okay, sorry, boss. Sorry.
I palm Jimmy's forehead as he's like,
he's like, I'll kill a bitch. Let me at him. Nobody touches Sephel.
Down, Cujo, down.
I'm watching you. Yep. Go ahead.
With. I'll take the sack off. It doesn't help at all.
No. She's still looking at you confused.
Might be worse.
Holding her chin, she's like, oh.
I can explain how I was turned into this later. I am Sephel. We are back, but everyone has been taken or lost. I don't have a lot of strength left, and I need protection. Will you accompany me to the tower?
She drops her hand from her jaw and she walks towards you. And she like looks up and down your new Orog body with the Hawaiian shirt. And she's just like, Sephel. And then she sucker punches you in the gut, and because you're not a trained warrior, immediately you are like doubled over, coughing and all sorts of stuff. And she's like, "It is true. Show me. Only weak wizard not know how to brace self."
Oh, it is a pleasure to see you too.
And once again, Jimmy's just like,
No, we don't have time.
"That's fair. That's right. Let's go. Hey, should I get my mom?"
No.
Cool. I just didn't know. She's pretty good. She's the one who taught me how to use a pan. I didn't know if she'd be helpful or not. But it's cool if you don't want her. That's fine. She doesn't have to come. All the better for me. Hero time.
I'm sure she would be very helpful, but we don't have time for her to reprimand you for stealing pans again.
No, this one's mine. I brought it with me. This baby stays with me ever since Bleeding Stone. You know how many slimes I cooked? I was lit. You didn't see me, but I was out in them tunnels just like, whoop-pow, whoop-pow, slime sizzle.
Could you tell me the rest of this on the way?
Absolutely.
Okay. And we're going to head towards Sekerak's tower.
Okay. Yeah, Weth quickly grabs her shield and a shield, and then she grabs her short sword and warhammer. Shield slung across the back. She picks up her horn as you guys are running out the door, and you begin making your way to Sekerak's tower. Lara was headed to the tower, correct?
Yep.
Lara was headed to the tower. Let's go to Scylla. Scylla, you have made your way out of the bug farm. Where do you head now that you're free of Randy, Rixix?
Yeah.
What
Scylla's actually close enough that she also would have gone to the tower.
Okay. You are the... you would be the first person to make it. You make it to the doors, and you actually see that Sekerak is, like, making his way up the stairs to the front doors when he hears, like, your footsteps approaching, and he turns around and he's like, Scylla, what are you doing, and why are you in a bug blanket?
Sekerak?
Yes?
Have you seen... Is Sephel here?
Not
Is this...
currently? No.
She's, like, holding the towel, the bug wrap with one hand, and she's, like, running up.
Yeah, let's get inside. I don't... What has become of you and your clothes? It was just... an hour ago that I saw you.
An hour?
Yes, we left from the castle.
Wait, was that when we... Sekerak, something is happening.
Very clearly.
I have lived lives since then.
Oh dear. No, quickly, inside. Right, where are the others? Do you know?
I had hoped you knew.
I don't. I will do my best to contact them, but quick, into the tower right now. I have wards in place.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
sure.
Is he fucking referring to before we left for the fetch quest?
No.
When did we see... Wait.
You guys all, like, semi-walked over to Coalfire Keep to talk to the king. Like, he walked you over most of the way, and then he was like, I'm gonna go back to the tower and begin to prep for our study.
Okay.
And that's when he left you, was on the way to Coalfire Keep when you just came
When we
back.
were going to ask about the murders.
Yes.
Okay, so that bit was real. I'm so lost with all of this. Sorry, continue.
No, it's okay. This was meant to be fucky. And
What is real?
Sekerak,
Yes.
I think Frozer Blue has caused something here.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. We were...
No, Fraser Blue.
Oh, sorry, that was his brother.
Mais non.
That was his sister.
Yeah. We were separated. Well, we were not able to get an audience with the king and queen, and then we went to investigate a murder, and everything. We got separated. I killed someone, but then I didn't, and then I woke up. I do not know what is real. I do not know if this is real.
How would I best assure you that this is real? What is the best way for you to feel that I am real and that the situation that you are currently in living is real?
I would say, I do not know. In my illusionary, the past day has felt very real. I felt pain, fear. I would need to see Indigo, Sephel, and Lara. That would assure me this is real.
Very well. I will do my best to get in contact with them and make sure that they make it here to the tower safely. But please step inside. We will find you some clothing. Vlad! And like you can see Vlad flies down in small dragon form and he reverts back to his human one. And he's like, Scylla, what? And Sekerak's like, no time to explain. Fresh clothes, tea. I need a moment to contact the others.
I would like a weapon.
And a weapon. Tea and weapon and clothing. Upstairs. To the main room. Please. The study.
Yeah, she immediately follows.
Okay, so Vlad begins leading you up. Sekerak actually reaches out then mentally through sending to both Lara and Sephel and attempts to with Indigo. Lara, he reaches out to you and he's like, where are you? What has become of you? Scylla is in my tower. Come quick if able. If not, don't respond.
You just hear back, or Sekerak hears back, running as fast as I can. Something has happened to everyone. I'm on my way.
Good. He reaches out to you, Sephel, and he basically repeats the same message.
Okay. I am on my way. See if you can reach the others. Locate our belongings. Time is of the essence.
Okay. Lara, as you are running, are you like pell-mell through the streets going as fast as possible, or are you trying to be careful about it?
She's definitely being careful. She was already burned once by, like, she's still not sure if this is real or not. And she was burned before by getting caught. So she's, I would say she's taking a fast, brisk jogger's mall walk.
I can picture it perfectly.
Yeah.
For the sake of it, I will give you two choices. You can either roll stealth at disadvantage, or you can roll performance to kind of elude this idea of like you're not in a panic, you're just going about your business, and that means moving a little bit faster.
Performance? 13.
Okay. Yeah, it seems enough to be getting through to the people around you. Nobody's really paying you too much mind. They're just like people clearing out of your way, but you've made it across the bridge and you are into the bug farm area and making very good time towards the tower. And you're beginning to feel as like less and less people are here and more of the myconids are kind of taking place as you get closer to the tower. You somewhat feel safer. For whatever reason.
As soon as she starts to feel safe, it's a full-on sprint.
Fair enough. Sephel, you, Jimmy, Weth, you make contact with Sekerak. You are coming out of the periculum, and you are about, let's actually move you to those guys there. You guys are just a little ways outside of the curriculum when you get contact with Sekerak.
Mm-hmm.
How are you making your way there?
I really don't have a whole lot of spells left, which was most of the reason for getting Weth. I could cast one more fly on all of us to get us there quicker. But then I would only have 3rd levels left. Yeah. Yell it. No, we're just booking it.
Okay. It takes you almost an hour,
Yeah.
but you manage to make it all the way to the tower without trouble. And you all find yourselves gathered there, except for Indigo. You are immediately ushered in, Lara and Sephel, with Jimmy even, and you are all brought up to Sekerak's top of his tower, to his like private study area, and he's like, please sit, let's go over everything. And you guys don't have to literally lay it all out, but I'm assuming you tell him the details, and he's like, all right. Bad news. I've not been able to make contact with Indigo at all, which makes me extremely nervous. I have not cast a spell to try and locate any of your belongings yet, simply because I wanted to make sure that all of you were here first. Is that something that we would like to try and accomplish now, or what is the plan here? Because clearly someone is after you. I could not know.
I have a suspicion that wherever our belongings are is where Indigo is.
I would like to know where Indigo is, but we cannot help him without our things. That is a fair assumption, however.
Very well. Let's see if we can't locate them. And he casts a locate object. And he is personally thinking about your staff, Sephel, as it's one of the things he can kind of relate to the most. He goes, that's odd. Did you have your audience with the king and queen?
No, we were turned away at the gate, and then we returned to the foundation of our dwelling. Why?
Very odd. It seems that they're somewhere within the keep. Your staff, at the very least.
That is odd.
Let me try with Scylla's sword. And he once again casts, and he goes, it would appear that at a safe bet, all of your belongings are somewhere in the keep. I feel the lower levels, but I'm not entirely certain.
We were not at the keep. However, if this reality was cut off at the time that we visited, perhaps we did.
Sekerak.
Cutting off reality would be extremely powerful magics. If we are dealing with demon lords, as we have been for months, it's not entirely impossible, but this isn't their domain, so I couldn't imagine it working. And he's just like rambling to himself here.
Was there a murder in the market today?
No. Where did you hear that?
That was the beginning of what we assume was our illusion.
Then safe bet. Your illusion began before that. When did you hear of this murder in the market?
When we returned to our home, we were turned away at the gate of Coalfire Keep. We went to the start of our fortress. We ran into Grumbles, and we used magics to ascertain if anybody in the city had been taken under the influence of Fraser Blue. After doing that, we heard a scream in the market, and we reacted.
So it'd be safe to assume that either at the keep or at the foundation of your home, something occurred. Someone.
We did not speak to anyone. Unless
Well, you
that
said you
was
spoke to-
also...
We spoke to
Grumbles.
Grumbles.
And did you speak to anybody at the gate of the keep?
Just
Yes.
the guards.
Did anything odd occur in either of those locations, other than the screams and everything that followed?
Grumbles has never voluntarily given a prophecy.
There it is. Right there. The first oddity. That man would never dare give a prophecy to anyone.
He reached out. Who was it that he gave it to?
Was it? I think it was Lara, right? Lara, he grabbed and
It
gave
was
a prophecy.
Indigo.
It was Indigo was the first.
And then he bumped into Lara
Bumped
as
into
Lara
Lara.
came to investigate, yes.
So he gave Indigo a prophecy.
A prophecy, or perhaps he was casting some sort of spell.
Perhaps.
In either case, I would say our situation is clear that we must find Grumbles.
He is
No?
likely at home.
Well, where is home? I've never
His
known that
shed.
man to have...
We built him a shed at the keep.
Oh, good gods. No wonder. Ugh. You can't just build somebody a shed and call it a home. That's rude.
It wasn't my idea.
Well, whose was it?
It was mine. He quite enjoyed it.
It did look like he was living there.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. Scylla, we'll have to talk about some things later. But first and foremost, let's check the shed.
Should we try
well-
to retrieve our belongings first?
That's fair. Do you feel it safe enough to approach the keep?
I do not trust that they are there being held, waiting for us.
Sekerak,
I think-
would
Probably
you be
not.
willing to accompany us for the whole journey this time?
You see, I'm a very high CR creature. It might unbalance the encounter quite awfully.
Oh, I understand.
let me just
Let
let me really ponder it.
So
Would you be willing to lend
My-
us Vlad?
My back has been hurting me so much.
Oh,
But
my
I've-
cane
But
is
I've
lost.
prepped this combat for you, you see.
Oh gosh,
Wow. Wow.
The
Way
gods
to,
may not
way to pull back that
appreciate
curtain
it.
there,
Hell of
buddy.
a migraine that he's fighting.
Damn.
You know?
Talk about meta. Holy
Using the
shit.
sending has wiped me of all my spells. I'm afraid me, an ancient deep dragon, would be of no use to you anymore.
He had
I've
to cast locate object at like
I've
ninth
used
level.
my 3 spell slots for the day as an eldritch being.
It's so difficult being me. Oh, there's
We don't know
my
what he's been
stat
doing all
block.
day.
Listen.
He's been prepping the ritual.
Exactly. I've been in deep study.
Vlad, would you accompany us to the keep?
Yeah, that's totally fine. I can go. Yeah, that's cool. What's up?
That doesn't break
ass.
anything.
No. You still got a stat block?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Oh, thank you, Vlad. You know how my psoriasis has been acting up lately and everything else. Oof, goodness.
I do actually still have Vlad's stat block. That's great.
Oh, good.
Does that mean we do not want to see
you
Rumbles?
haven't grown at all, Vlad.
No.
Sorry, what did you say?
Does that mean we do not want to see Grumbles first?
I do not want to go towards whatever caused our illusions without our equipment.
I think we are disagreeing on where the problem lies. I believe that if our items are in the castle, it is because they were taken there when we were put into this illusory state. Which means that they are perhaps the worst location of the two.
I don't disagree with you. The issue I'm facing is if I am correct, we are at least in deep shit in the location where our items are. And if you are correct, we are in deep shit without our items.
How do you plan to enter the keep?
He said, checking what spells he had remaining.
Yeah, actually, Lara, I think, would also speak up. I cannot be of assistance unless I have time to recover my vessel.
I don't... fuck.
Do we even have time to rest?
It's an hour.
Up to you.
I mean, you don't have any known time constraints.
Just
Other
your
than the fact
potential
that,
death.
yeah, we have no idea what's happening to Indigo.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, we
in the
can-
time we've been having this conversation, whatever happened to Indigo has already happened.
Fair enough. Honestly, fair enough.
It took you an hour to walk here.
What's 8 more hours?
I think the argument is like, if we take an hour, Lara and Scylla will both be at max.
Okay.
So
And I can get a cumulative 7 level of spells left. So if I
yeah, it feels
plan
to me
that
like 1
properly,
hour.
yeah,
is
I
worth
think
it.
I think we can risk a short rest.
Yeah, we take our short rest, quickly get our spell slots back, and now we're going to make the move to the foundation in which that home is being built in order to find the shed that Grumbles is in.
So you guys, you gather up with a handful of just like leather armors and a couple of random tools, like short swords and whatnot that Sekerak happens to have around. He's like, weapons and armor on the thing I collect. I collect books and fun items, but most of those got destroyed when I was savagely attacked by a demon. If you don't remember, hence the whole problem and why I'm not going. Anyways, toodaloo, good luck. I'm such a high CR creature. It wouldn't make sense for the world. Call me when the demons are here.
I killed you with a gust of wind and a flight of stairs. Don't get arrogant.
What the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
What you say to me?
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Okay, so you head off across town. And as you're making your way there, a couple of people are like, what is with this small armed band, but also like not gonna stop. I recognize one of them. Also, isn't that refugee Jimmy? And Jimmy's just like, hey, what's up, guys? What's up? I don't know you, but we can be friends. And then they're like, oh shit, that's Weth. What the fuck? Something's going down. What's happening? And you're getting like, people are kind of talking, but not enough for like a crowd to be forming as you guys are making your way all the way over to the old foundation. But it takes a little bit of time. You have short rested. You make it there. You see that there is construction now having started up there. What do you do?
I feel like we're a SWAT team, and we're like
Raid the
stealthily, stealthily surrounding the building.
Jimmy Dan.
I will wait for the signal and knock on the door. But we should surround it, yes, to make sure he does not leave.
That sounds smart.
You sound surprised.
No, I just don't know how far he would get.
All right. Lara will take like Weth around one side and we'll surround it, and then when everyone's ready, we'll do a little.
Sephel does the like.
Yeah, hell yeah, the
fingers
two-finger.
forward. Yeah.
Grumbles, Mr. Prophet.
Bring me a dream.
This is so nice because I was just expecting like both Weth and Scylla just both heels to the door to go
Kick
in.
down the door.
Boom.
Go, 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 go.
Hello, we're here. You don't hear anything.
She's gonna bang even louder.
Even louder.
Grumbles, we need to speak. You are wanted on suspicion of evil.
I love that and wish that could be something. Evil? Charges of suspicion of being evil?
Evil.
One of the construction guys, actually like a pair of them, they're holding onto a big like log on their shoulders, big for them, relatively speaking. But one of them's like, hey, you guys are looking for Grumbles? It's weird. I saw him go down to the riverbank, like, I don't know. He looks back at his buddy, like, maybe like half an hour ago? I haven't seen him come back.
Just there, and Scylla will point in the direction he gestured.
Yeah.
And then Scylla will turn and gesture to the group. We should move. To quickly chase him down.
We go to there.
Yeah.
I'll like circles up, forward.
Yeah.
When
We
did-
start
Wes
the
is-
formation.
Wes is just staring at you. It's like,
Yeah.
Fucking amateur.
Yeah.
You guys make your way down towards the bank, and who's got the highest survival here?
I actually think it might be Lara.
Not Sephel.
what does Laura have?
+9.
Yep, I'll do it.
Damn.
It's one of those skills that you never need, but oof.
Never need. Well, you need it now. Roll survival.
So even with a nat 1, it's a 10.
Jesus Christ.
That's okay. It's enough to see the small wrapped footprints of Grumbles begin to sink in and appear more in the muck as you reach down towards the edges of the riverbank, and it looks like they just head straight into the water, like just walked right in.
There. And Lara points to where the water hits the shore.
How
Weth just starts stabbing the water. Jesus Christ.
how fast is the water flow?
You would reckon it's maybe flowing in the middle, maybe like 5 to 6 miles an hour. Along the edges, just like 2 or 3. It's not super fast moving.
Okay.
It's heading toward the keep, though.
No, it heads away from the keep, actually. The footsteps just go straight down to the riverbank, so you can't necessarily tell if there's a different direction, but the water flows away from the keep and to the fork, and then flows in either way away from the castle.
Got it. I am not sure. I would be happy to get into the water and see if he is nearby, but
Take a few minutes and see if you can see anything quickly, but do not get carried away.
you got it. And she will hop into the water and like just take a quick look around.
Okay. Describe to me in the water what Scylla is doing to try and figure out what happened to Grumbles.
Yeah, she's going to seeing where the tracks go into the water, she's going to enter there. And she's going to swim forward and basically like get into the deepest part of the water and just see if she can see anything swimming. Obviously it's been a half hour. If she doesn't see anything immediately nearby, she's going to swim to the opposite edge and see if he got out on the other side.
Okay. Roll me survival at advantage, please.
It's going to be a 11.
Okay. That's enough. You swim in. You don't see anybody moving through the water. You swim to the other side. You don't find any signs up or down the bank for a good distance. You come back, and the thing you notice about the spot where you came down, near his steps, you didn't like walk in exactly his footsteps because you don't want to erase evidence. And I'm sure Sephel was just like, no, don't. I'm smart. Don't do that.
100%.
I sound like that.
Yep. You come towards the edge of the water, and normally, because this is a pretty steep bank that continues down, like the river does get about 20 feet deep at its middle. As you get to the bank there, you see that you only really notice like one depression where a foot might have been deeper in the water, and then no more. And you reckon that if someone was like wading in before they started swimming, there should have been a few more disturbances or steps down into the water. And therefore you think that he must have gotten on or into something on the water.
It would seem that he has taken a vehicle of sorts. In which direction, I could not tell you. But he has definitely not swam from here. He's perhaps
You guys
hopped
just see
into small vessels.
bubbles floating to the surface as Scylla's talking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. You come out of the water.
He has a jet ski? That's crazy.
Spot on. Spot on. I love it. Thank you, Andrew.
I'm trying, Will. I'm trying.
I do not know what a jet ski is, but he is not here and has certainly left at a faster speed than we would have swimming. Perhaps we should head to the keep.
Yeah. The only other option we have, I have locate creature. But it would be my last 4th level spell slot. So it's a matter of if we think finding Grumbles is more useful than whatever we're going to be doing at the keep.
It's also possible that Grumbles is in the keep, so.
It is possible. Yeah, locate creature only works up to 1,000 feet. So if he has a half hour of travel behind him, especially on some sort of vehicle,
Yeah.
he's probably beyond that point.
If anything, I would want. If anything, we should get to the keep and cast it anyway to know if he's
Sure.
there. But I think we probably just go.
Yeah.
We tried. We tried.
We tried.
So we book it to the keep.
Okay, you get out of the water, and you all run to the keep. You make it to the bridge, you make it across, you see a pair of guards standing outside, and they both kind of cross their halberds in front of the smaller door for this larger gate, and they're like, can we help you? Kind of odd that a large, somewhat armed party is approaching our keep.
Sorry, important point of order. Were we here earlier today?
I don't know. I'm new to the shift. Why did you come here earlier? If you did?
I'm not trying to sow more chaos. We have reason to believe that something wrong is going on within the castle. My name is Sephel. These are my friends. We have done good within the city. We need an audience with the king.
You're the Mind Flayer? You don't.
I was. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Scylla
I do
looks the
recognize
same.
her. Yeah, no.
She's the same.
I do know Weth.
Yeah.
Have you met Weth Schwarzenegger?
It's so good. Thank you, Andrew. He's like, Jimmy, my man, what's up, dude? You know
fucking
these guys?
God.
What's up, buddy?
Dude, you should have just led with that. Jimmy, man, what's up? Hey, listen, thanks for hooking me up the other night.
Jimmy daps him up.
He dabs right back. He's like, thank you. Gerald and I are gonna, we actually have our second date lined up, so thanks for that hookup. I appreciate it. But anyways, yeah, let me just see if I can't slip you guys in. Cool. Just give me a minute. And he like disappears into the door. Jimmy turns around and is like, fuck yeah. That's how I do. Couple minutes go by, the other guard, the guy comes back, he's like, hey, Joseph. And he's looking at the other guard. He's like, hey, listen, it's cool. Just give me like 10 minutes. I'm sure it's nothing. We'll get it all figured out, but I owe Jimmy. All right. I mean, also, Weth is kind of like a civil servant, so, like, yeah. Anyways, and I don't, yeah. And he's just like, come on, quick. And you guys are ushered into the door, and he's like, and he just like starts handing out passes. He's like, things have been busy. Here are your name tags. Like, don't lose those, otherwise you get in trouble. If it's a gate area, please don't trespass. There are museum hours in effect at this time.
You do know we have, like, a personal vault in here, right?
You also do not allow tourists, being that this is a hidden city.
Good point. I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm just implementing the rules as I know them, man. And he just like gives you all.
We got these crazy new ordinances. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Just bear with me.
I'm
doing my job.
Tourism sector.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for the rollout, okay?
Yeah.
Fraser Blue is here to establish capitalism hardcore.
Yeah.
He's putting in tariffs at 25% starting tomorrow.
There's been a huge increase in immigration in the last couple of months. We have people coming in from everywhere. The system's not handling it well. Just bear with me.
Yeah.
The Kingdom of Canada really needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, if that guy fucking Lord Dwellin would stop interfering with the king. He's like trying to run the kingdom. It's really bad.
Got it.
He thinks he starts some kind of cool company. Anyways. I can hear the fans running in droves. I can't wait for the hate mail. All right, you guys are allowed in. You're given your passes, and you can make your way into the keep. What do you do?
Are we trying to find the king first or trying to find our shit first?
I think we're trying to find our shit.
Okay.
Shit. Everybody shits.
We got a sense. Sekerak had said it was like lower in the keep that he was sensing things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it fair to assume that with the time that we spent here and with our previous dealings with the king and queen that we have at least a general layout of the keep?
You actually haven't spent too much time there. However, you, Sephel, have come in through an odd section with the tower and the castle.
Oh, the underground tunnels?
Mm-hmm. So you know that there is like a weird labyrinth of areas underneath the keep and the tower.
Right.
That's like the lowest area that you know of. Not to say that you couldn't run through different sections of the keep, though. Just depends on which way you want to approach. You're in the upper section, so like you're in the keep now. I'm just gonna say like you guys can roll some survival checks here to start trying to find clues or investigation checks.
I would go...
Unless you have more poignant things.
Can I use that knowledge of those underground tunnels with an investigation check to try to find a path through the keep down towards that area?
You start making your way down into a couple of areas. You realize that like where the large tower in the inner bailey is, actually that is where you find the first like larger staircase that leads into the deeper sections of the keep. And as you begin to continue to descend, you find a lot of like old doors, and it becomes damper, and eventually you kind of come to this landing where you see what just looks like a lot of old detritus and whatnot that probably guards have just like tossed down the stairwell, just like nobody fucking goes down there, like what am I gonna do? However, you do see a large old somewhat rotted zirkwood door inset on the northern wall that seems to lead out in a different direction. And you reckon at this point that you have probably descended at least 100 feet, maybe a little bit less.
Okay. Can I spend a few minutes and ritually cast Detect Magic?
I'll watch your back.
Go for it.
All right, I will do that.
You got a whole party watching you.
Yeah, I got you, dude. No. Yeah, I'm not.
All right,
I got your
stroke
back.
cuddle.
Yeah, we got you.
So yeah,
Weth
I'm gonna...
and Jimmy spoke at the same time. They share one mind now. They become one. I ship it.
Love that for them, truly.
Jealous, Scylla?
But yeah, so I will pop a Detect Magic, and so I have that for 10 minutes.
Okay.
While we're continuing to walk through here, so I'm going to try to hone in on our stuff if I can. Or, honestly, just keeping an eye out. You know, I've now run into magic traps in the last day or so.
You don't sense any traps within this room or around the door. In fact, you don't sense any magic within the range that the spell fits.
Fair.
Which is like, what, 50 feet, 20 feet?
It's 30. It's not...
30 feet. You don't feel
crazy.
anything within 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep that up. So that's up for the next 10 minutes if it becomes relevant.
Okay.
Scylla, would you... I don't believe the door is trapped. Would you lead the way through?
Of course. And she will approach and make her way through.
Yeah, you approach the door, you go to open it, and it just opens up.
Let's go.
Dun dun dun! And then you get hit with a battering ram. I'm just kidding. You open it up, and beyond this door, instead of the pretty nicely carved out stones that were carefully assembled, you see rough cavern walls. You see moisture dripping down the sides of it, and a dark tunnel that continues to lead out into this darkness.
She will approach and like do a I essentially want to be like readied should anything like come out of the darkness, but I want to approach and enter into the space ahead of everyone else, and just see if anything is in hiding or if people are around.
Roll perception or investigation.
All right. This is going to be investigation.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh,
For Scylla?
25.
Damn. Was that Scylla or Lara?
Scylla's got a +6 to investigation. It's the perception
damn.
that is not as good.
If she can
Color me
see it, she
surprised.
knows it, but she sure ain't gonna see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not finding any traps. You don't see any positions where anybody could pop out at you. This is a single file tunnel, one by one, tight quarters. Like, you put your shield in front of you and it's almost brushing the edges here. But you continue forward and there's a slight decline to it. And you travel for about 15 minutes when who's got the highest passive perception right now?
Nami?
My perception is only... Passive perception is only a 10.
It might be Weth then. She's a 16.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
enough.
Vlad has a
Weth-
15.
Weth informs you guys that she hears what sounds like slow moving water up ahead.
Hmm.
You can't see it yet, but she says she hears it.
I believe that is where we want to be. And Scylla will just continue forward unless anyone stops, but...
Will, does any part of this look familiar to me?
No.
No. So this is all new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you say, Andrew?
Obviously, Weth is right behind you.
Okay. I want to get, like, either right up near the water or... Essentially, want to see what's at the end of the hallway if it does just open up to the water.
Okay. Well, how far does your dark vision go? Because I'm assuming you guys didn't make any lights or anything.
No.
60 feet, I think, for you.
Yes, that's standard dark
that
vision,
standard?
unless anybody has, like...
I think very few have superior.
Yeah, 60.
Okay. You eventually, with this decline, see what looks like an opening into what could be a larger cavern. You're about 40 feet away from this opening, this mouth. And you do hear the water now. All of you can hear it. And you can feel the colder air kind of moving up through this tunnel. You don't see any water, but you do see about 10 feet beyond this cave entrance, or this tunnel exit that kind of slopes out to evenish ground. What do you do?
When she gets to the end, she's going to, like, crouch and give the signal for everyone to, like, that she's reached the end. And then Scylla's going to, like, crab step stealthily out into the open.
Okay. You look out about 60-ish feet, and you can't quite make out too much in there.
Mhm.
However, you see what look like maybe two smallish spires or plinths or something of that nature out in the gloom. And with, like, your hearing, you think the water isn't too far beyond that, but it looks like two maybe man-made standing objects are about on the edge of your vision.
Okay. Am I seeing anyone else around?
You don't notice anybody else.
Okay, then I'll gesture for everyone else to, like, come out into the open as well, and hopefully we can approach whatever these man-made things are. Leaving it to kind of the smart people.
Does everybody do that?
I'm gonna keep us not in a cluster. So I'll probably remain a little behind as we're approaching, and I think I'll have Vlad, like, strafe around the side of the room, just kind of keeping, like, a broad sweep of it.
Jimmy will see what Vlad does and do like a sick ass, totally silent combat roll in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it perfectly. No noise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys begin to move out in this kind of large fanish formation, moving towards these plinths, you feel more cold all of a sudden appear at your backs. And as you turn to look, you see that the doorway that you came through has now been filled with ice. And from the darkness, a voice calls out, "Well, it's about damn time. I have waited too long. And now you're all here. Thank you for coming where we can finish this. I hope you don't have any last words, because nobody's going to be able to hear them." And you see Beatrice step into your fields of vision between the plinths. And we'll see you guys next time.
Ooh, baby. Drop 2 quarter-pounders on the grill and call me Charlie, because it's Meat Monday, baby. Ooh, yeah. You can like and follow that Scylla on any social media outlet. If they got an outlet, we got a channel, baby. And you can bet we're going to have some hot stacks of ground beef or maybe chicken or turkey. It's a little expensive, but I have a coupon. Speaking of coupons, hop on down to the Discord and I'll give you a coupon for, I don't know, man. I don't have any real authority in this world. I'm just flailing in the dark. But if you want a steak, you can hop on down to our coffee page. That's right, that's our T-bone steak, or that's what I'll be eating after you donate your hard-earned money to our coffee page. That's coffee spelled K-O-F-I, or Patreon. That's easier to spell for some reason, even though technically it's another language. Did you know that Latin's a language? Did you know that salad actually comes from the Latin for sour and salt? And
Make it stop!
Sam, end it. End it, Sam.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for the support.